everybody, pause the video and grab a drink. It's Alcatraz Gamer here with a quick little video here. I just wanted to do this real quick. I know this is more videos than normal. I know, it's kind of crazy. But I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about what I think about the Injustice 2 DLC silhouettes. I know I'm a little late for this, but I wanted to do a video on it at some point. Just so you know, don't get used to this every week uploads, because it's just because of the schedule change that I'm able to do this, but I just real quick wanted to do this video. So right here I have the picture up right in front of me of showing off the DLC silhouettes, and I also wanted to clarify a few things about what some people are speculating on it. The first and foremost being that one other picture that Ed Boon had tweeted on Twitter showing off the silhouettes again, and it showed the Raiden silhouette without his hat. I am not quite sure about that. I don't know. I'm not going to confirm or say, oh yeah, no, that's totally fake, guys. No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not sure about that. I'm going off of this image here, because I think this is the most solid thing we have for the DLC, and the other silhouettes are still there. If I can, I'll show it the best I can on screen right now. So I'm basically just going to be talking about my my predictions are for these characters and stuff like that. So real quick, just right out of the way, I'm just going to get Black Manta and Raiden out of the way. I know some people don't want Raiden in the game, but I'm just going to say that's Raiden. So we have Black Manta and Raiden. So the rest, we have 4 more characters. I'm going to start on the left side since I'm left-handed. Left of Black Manta, I wanted to start with this one first because this is a hard one to do, and I just want to get that out of the way. This is like a super generic... excuse me. This is like a super generic silhouette here. Basic fighter stance. It almost looks... If you were for any fighting game, I mean, you could have put Ryu there, you could have put frickin' Johnny Cage, you could have put... Little Mac, if he had boxing gloves. It's just a generic fighter. So that makes it hard, and some people say it could be Johnny Cage, and when I look at the silhouette, I could see that. Some people also say Beast Boy in his normal form, which could also make sense, but I don't know. And just remember, I'm not confirming anything here. I'm just trying to predict, or put out what I think they are out there. So one thing I do want to mention about this very generic one on all the way to the left is that I've been following Ed Boon on Twitter, and a few weeks ago he was posting a frightening amount of Captain America tweets, and it might be a big stretch to say that that's Captain America, but the silhouette would fit Captain America, and it would be interesting to have a Marvel character in an Injustice game, seeing as how it's a DC fighting game. But I think it would be cool if he was, but I'm not going to say it. I'm saying that's either... I want to say that's either Johnny Cage, Beast Boy, or Captain America. I would say most likely, probably... I don't know. It's just a hard one for me right there. Going to the right of Black Manta is a very interesting looking figure. When I first saw this, I was like, what the heck is that? Is that like Ermac or something? Because, you know, like, he's got like this like skeletal looking kind of chest area. But I watched a lot of videos about speculating on who this is. Some people think it's Booster Gold. I don't think that's Booster Gold at all. The biggest one, and I think this is actually pretty accurate and pretty true, people are saying this is Rorschach from Watchmen, because if you look really close at the top of his head, you can see 2 little points where a fedora could be, and like a little tip at the front, also showing off a fedora, as well as the collar around his neck, like a big, the jacket that Rorschach always has, as well as the, waist buckle around his jacket that also adds a little bit more of legitimacy to that being Rorschach. I want to say that's Rorschach because I like Rorschach. Rorschach is cool, and I would love to see him in Injustice 2. Especially since he's not technically a guest character, since it is DC. But it's kind of weird. I'm not going to get into that, but it's technically not a guest character. And then moving on to the right side with Raiden over here, we have this big, bulky-ass looking gorilla-looking dude. Or at least what could be a gorilla. Now, here's the thing. I hate to be someone to ruin the party here. Some people think this is Spawn, and I am here to unfortunately say I'm gonna have to say 100% that is not Spawn. I know what you guys are trying to say, you know, like that's the cape, I see that, or maybe it's the version of him without a cape. But here's why it's not Spawn. His arms aren't that big, nor is his head, if that is without his cape. And if it was with his cape, I'm gonna zoom in as close as I can here. If you look right in between his torso and his left arm, there's a little gap. So that pretty much confirms that that's not Spawn. And I hate to say that because I know a lot of people were really, really wanting Spawn as DLC. And it is kind of shocking to me to see that there is nothing here. But I guess I should have seen it coming because every time that Spawn was brought up in an interview with NetherRealm, like with Ed Boon or something, they just said, "Who?" Like they didn't know who Spawn was or something. Which I don't know if they do or not, which they probably do. I mean, it's Spawn. But I don't know. And I also want to say there's people who are saying these are just placeholders. I do not believe that for a goddamn second. I've heard that this has happened, like this exact same thing has happened before with MKX, and if that's the case, then that's probably what they're doing here. And one other thing I want to say about Raiden real quick before I get back to the prediction of that gorilla-looking dude is I've been hearing a lot of people are upset about Raiden, and I can see why. No one wants two Mortal Kombat characters in Injustice 2. I mean, I don't care, to be honest. And I will admit though that Raiden is kind of like a why? And people are trying to say that's like a troll, like that's a fake one because Raiden didn't win the poll on Twitter, on Ed Boon's Twitter. But I need to put this out here, alright? I need to say this, alright? You can never take Ed Boon's Twitter polls and use that as concrete evidence. Yeah, Sub-Zero showed up and he won his poll. But if you remember a while ago, Ed Boon had a poll on Twitter saying, what do you guys want to see as our next game? MK11, or Mortal Kombat 11, or Injustice 2. Injustice 2 lost that poll by a mile. So I'm not gonna go off of, or I'm not gonna say that Ed Boon's Twitter polls are concrete evidence. And he did get 3rd out of 4th, but it's still just 3rd, you know. But anyways, enough about Raiden. Let's talk about this gorilla character. One thing I thought it could be is Hellboy. Because that arm on his left is freaking huge. And out of Hellboy or Spawn, I want Hellboy more. I'm gonna be straight honest. I want Hellboy more than Spawn. And that is a huge ass hand. Just like Hellboy. But the thing that kind of kills that theory for me is Raiden is there and he's technically a guest character. But I have heard some people try to speculate that Raiden's not a guest character, but no. He's a guest character, so I can't say that's Hellboy, even if I would want it to be Hellboy. And if they got Ron Perlman, oh my gosh, that'd be beautiful. But, so a lot of people are saying also, oh, maybe that's Beast Boy as a gorilla, and when he walks out, he's like a green gorilla, but when he comes through, he turns back into Beast Boy. Because, you know, a lot of people want Beast Boy. And I could see that as potential. I do see that as an option. So I'm going to put that up as an option, as a possibility. And I think it's a more solid possibility than what I'm going to say, but I want to put this out here because no one has mentioned this character. But I think it could fit. This is a gorilla character from DC, and we already have Gorilla Grodd. My thought is it could be, it's another left field person, like, who's heard of that guy kind of character, like Cheetah kind of was, even though most people have seen Cheetah if you watch Justice League or the old Super Friends show. She was in that. Is Ultra Humanite. If that could be Ultra Humanite, which would be a very interesting pick, but I could see that being Ultra Humanite, and I would not be mad at Ultra Humanite. So I think that's either Beast Boy or Ultra Humanite. Now for the final character, which is all the way over on the right. And I've been watching a lot of videos about people talking about this. Some people think that's Mira. I don't see that. I mean, I get, you know, like, Mira's kind of a popular character. If that's her name. I might be saying it wrong. I think it's Mira. But, that would be kind of... It would be interesting to have Mira in there. I definitely think that is a female character. 100%. That's a female character. Some people used to be thinking it was Vixen, but now we already got confirmation that Vixen is a premier skin for Cheetah. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's Mira. I do really think what people are saying is true. I really think that's Enchantress. And I know her normal look doesn't look quite like that, but you know, there's gear, and also the Suicide Squad movie is still relatively new, and they were already riding off of that hype with Deadshot and Harley Quinn. I mean, they had the trailer for those two characters before the movie came out, shortly before the movie came out. And their base character models are kind of similarly styled to those designs for those heroes. So I could definitely see that being Enchantress. So, to recap, I'm not going to say that one all the way on the left is Beast Boy. I'm going to say that's either Cap or that's Johnny Cage. We have Black Manta, we have Rorschach, I'm thinking. These are not confirmations, again. These are not confirmations, these are just my thoughts. That could be Rorschach, Beast Boy, or Ultra Humanite, Raiden, and Enchantress. Those are my predictions. I just wanted to put this out there real quick as a video. Again, don't get used to the every other week or every week schedule for a long time. I will do it if I can, but for the most part, it's gonna be just every other week because that's the easiest that I can do. But I just want to put this out here because Injustice 2 comes out on Tuesday, but I'm getting it Monday with the pre-order going to GameStop late at night because they have a little thing for that at 9. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm super excited for the game, so I wanted to do a video on this since I don't think I'll be getting much gameplay on my channel, unfortunately, because I'm not a pro with recording on consoles, so yeah, I just wanted to put this video out here to real quick try to put my predictions out here and what I think for these characters, because some of the predictions I've been seeing I don't know if are that solid. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is solid either, but I'm saying what fits best, and I put the characters there on the screen for you guys to see so that you can tell, oh yeah, I see that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Bye.
It's free real estate.